built by a Muslim family and then was bought by a Christian family. And then when Shapira committed suicide, then died, his family, his wife and 2 daughters were, just left here with no way to make a living. Nobody wanted to buy anything from them. So the wife just took the girls and they moved to France. Later on, the younger daughter, Miriam, who became a very, very famous author in France. Her name was Miriam Hari. She wrote many books, but one of them is called, I'm now translating from Hebrew from French, Little Daughter of Jerusalem. And in that book she describes, it's like a made-up story, but she's definitely talking about herself. And there's a story about this girl who grew up in Jerusalem, and they claimed that her father was a forger, but he of course was not. But the book is really interesting because it describes how this area, how this garden, for example, looked like. They had zebras and how do you say tabas? Peacocks and peacocks, running around the garden. Really interesting. So I highly recommend those of you, especially whoever reads French. La Petite Fille de Jérusalem, that's in French. In Hebrew, they translate it to Hebrew, so Bat Yerushalayim Aktana, and I'm quite sure it also appears in English. Very, very interesting.
They remain Jews?
No, not at all. They were never Jews. I mean, once he converted and then he married a Christian lady, I mean, the daughters were definitely Christian. Okay, so years have passed. Nobody wanted to buy the house, by the way. It was deserted and it felt as if it was cursed. But then, many years later, 1923, a Jewish family, and now we close the circle, right? We had Muslim, Christians, now Jews. A couple, not a family, a couple of Jews, Ticho, bought the house.
From who?
It's a good question. I tried to find out and I didn't. I found the original document from the British taboo, and I found out that it was the municipality of Jerusalem that sold the house. So I assume it was deserted and they just took over and sold it to the Jews. Yes.
In French, there is a place named Shapira. The name
Shapira. I gotta tell you that the name Shapira or Shapiro is a very common name. So no family connections. Not as much as I know. So the house, as I said, was sold and was bought by this couple, Dr. Abraham Albert Ticho, and his first cousin, wife, Anna, who was very famous as a painter, but she was actually a nurse, a main nurse in the clinic that they opened in Jerusalem. Ophthalmic, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Ophthalmic. Yes, he invented a cure to a very, very harsh disease of the eyes that is called trachoma. I don't know if you're familiar with.
Yes.
If not, read the article about trachoma in Wikipedia. Nasty, really. I mean, if it's not being treated, you be blind, right? And it really flies. I mean, is it the beck or the beck? Help me out.
Catches on. Catches
No,
on.
but there is a word. The beck,
Oh,
contagious. I use that word. Very, very contagious, right? And he invented this ointment where you put in the eye and it kills it. Mamash, it's amazing. The fact that you guys don't know what's trachoma is thanks to Dr. Ticho. And here in Jerusalem, he treated everybody, all the different religions, because he said if it's so contagious, so we need to cure everyone. I mean, if I'm going to only cure Jews, it won't help, right? We're fighting